Panentheism suggests a radical perspective of the divine. It intersects with every part of the universe while also transcending it.
Wow, that's intriguing. So it's not just about God being everywhere, but also being beyond everything.
Correct. It's a distinction that shifts our understanding of the divine relationship to reality itself.
Exactly. Unlike pantheism, which equates God with the universe, panentheism acknowledges both a connection and a difference. And it all began with the thoughtful writings of Karl Krause in 1828.
I must say, I'm fascinated. Does that mean that the universe might just be a manifestation of God?
Yes, some philosophies within panentheism propose that. The universe as a manifestation only adds to its complexity.
The Kabbalistic concept of tzimtzum also relates here, where the universe exists within God's essence, yet remains distinct.
This opens up so many possibilities regarding how we view spirituality. What about other cultures?
Hindu thought often mirrors the ideas found in panentheism, revealing a rich tapestry of beliefs that resonate with these concepts. Transitioning to ancient Greek philosophy, we find Neoplatonism, which embodies panentheistic views quite profoundly.
Neoplatonism. What do they teach that's so relevant to this idea?
Plotinus, for instance, described an ineffable transcendent God from whom all creation emanates.
The concept of the One serves as the source of both the divine mind and the cosmic soul, essentially intertwining spirituality with existence.
That sounds quite deep. So did they see the world as a part of God?
In a sense, yes. They believe that the world itself is divine. This notion links back to the idea of the logos, which dates back to Heraclitus.
Indeed, Heraclitus emphasized that all things originate from the logos, encapsulating the unity of thought and existence. Yet, there were attempts to categorize these ideas further.
What kind of categories?
Neoplatonists like Amblicius introduced hypostases, creating layers of divine reality which encompass both the essence of God and creation.
This layered approach provides a framework to understand how God can transcend yet permeate the universe.
But what about our modern philosophers? Do they follow similar lines?
Moving into modern philosophy, Baruch Spinoza famously stated, "Whatsoever is in God, and without God, nothing can be."
That sounds very much like panentheism. So he believed that everything and everyone somehow exists within God?
Precisely. But there's an intriguing twist. Although he's often labeled as a pantheist, Spinoza himself rejected that label.
Right? He argued that individual things are just expressions of God's attributes, existing under the modes of thought and extension, without equating God with nature itself.
So he viewed God more as an encompassing presence rather than just the material universe?
Exactly. Other philosophers have tried to comprehend his perspective differently, which leads us back to Karl Krause, who coined the term panentheism to reconcile these views.
Krause's influence moved through the transcendental thinkers like Emerson. The term gained traction in the 19th century, yet its roots were deep within earlier philosophies, especially in Hinduism.
Fascinating. So he shaped how we perceive these concepts today. Were there any notable philosophers who embraced panentheism?
Yes, figures such as Thomas Hill Green and James Ward embraced these concepts, contributing to the philosophical discourse.
Hartshorne actively critiqued various perspectives like pantheism and deism, advocating for panentheism as a more comprehensive understanding of God.
I feel like there's so much to consider here. So, are there parallels to his conception of God and any contemporary ideas?
Hartshorne theorized that God could become more perfect, integrating notions of absolute and relative perfection, stirring exciting discussions about the nature of divinity itself.
What does that mean for how we view God today? It's quite a paradigm shift.
It invites us to reflect on God's qualities, potentially leading to a more dynamic relationship than previously conceived.
And as we continue this exploration, let's keep our minds open to where these concepts may lead us in future discussions.
I can't wait to hear more. And to those listening, if you have insights or further thoughts, don't hesitate to jump into the comments and share.